Happy Easter Resurrection Sunday. It's SASS time. Tired. SASS video. We are tired.
It's a good day.
It's good. That's why we're tired. Because it's Easter. You can come closer, maybe you'll.
You scoot it over.
I'm gonna scoot over like. There we
Graceful.
go. Haha.
Graceful.
Hello. How you doing?
So this little known thing that when you're in ministry, you don't spend most of the day together. You're like doing separate things.
She's mine now. Because we're running around doing, put the eggs here and park here and do that and make sure they do this and.
The kids are now all hiding with their candies.
They have bags of Easter candy and eggs full of good one. Jeremiah didn't know there was candy in his eggs, I think. Benjamin.
No, yeah, Jeremiah.
Yeah, Jeremiah. And he opened an egg, he's like, oh, there's candy inside. That's
he
so
was just
cool.
collecting them because everybody else was collecting them.
Yeah, he didn't know there was
We didn't just do eggs today, though.
well,
we had a service.
We had an excellent service today.
We had a bilingual service.
You didn't even laugh. Come on. That was good.
Sorry, I was expecting that, I guess.
You probably were. It was too easy.
Your camera work is
Not
all
so
over the
excellent.
place.
Hey, it's Andrew. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Andrew worked hard today.
Andrew, thank you for your help today. What'd you do today?
Got jumped on top of by kids that bounced me in the bounce house till I fell over and then jumped on top of me.
That was a very long one-breath sentence. What else did you do to actually help?
Set up a table outside.
And
Helped Jeremiah and Benjamin find a bunch of Easter eggs.
yeah. And
Got bit by a bunch of ants.
I'm sorry, I got bit by ants.
What do you mean ant?
Is that all you have to say now?
Yeah.
Okay, goodbye.
Except for can I go get mongols from across the street?
No.
Why?
There are mongols across the street?
Yeah, there's mongols in the drain.
They're in the drain.
You're still the
right
first
there on
Nope.
the hill.
Not ready yet. Not time for mongols. Those are the yucky ones with worms in them. Don't eat them.
You can go play with the worms if you want.
Say hi to everybody and bye, everybody. Happy
Bye,
Easter.
Bye. Happy Easter.
Okay, bye. Go eat your candy.
As good as it gets.
This
for the
report brought to you
13-year-olds.
by a 13-year-old teenager who couldn't care less. Can I get the mongols now? Since we're not going to be here to get the rest of them? It's sad. It's very sad.
Yeah, we're right on the brink of mongo season.
They're falling, but you don't eat the first ones because they're full of worms.
That's what we were told.
We were
And
told.
they're little.
It's
It's
probably
not
true.
like an apple where you think you'd see a big one, but
No,
they're little worms.
it's a little tiny worm. So don't eat them. But, all right, so
About that Sunday.
what do we do today besides shenanigans for kids
So
stuff?
the goal was originally to have a giant activity, family time after the service, to do a bilingual service and then an inflatable egg hunt snack thing.
Like what egg hunt snack?
Yeah.
Yep.
And we weren't sure how it's going to go. It's been raining. It's been raining a lot, which is
It
good
rains
because it
every
was
day.
drought coming and starting to form on the island. But the rain seemed to pause. It's overcast, but held back.
Okay, held back. It did not rain today.
Yep, and one of the people in the church took care of an inflatable and did some eggs and
Tried
stuff.
it out
and
yesterday.
Had a couple of volunteers in their place and stuff this morning.
Yeah, we had some good helpers. It was nice.
Yeah, we weren't sure ahead of time how it would all work out, but it's kind of funny because at least with our church, maybe it works like this in some other churches, but it seems like at the last minute, like everyone still is able to show up and kind of be in their spot. I'm
Oh, sorry.
super type A and I want to plan it all, but here
They don't do that.
there's a difference between doing things in a way that's not organized at all and then a way that you just let the culture be the culture. And so trying to find that balance in between those two things.
Our culture is not type A.
No.
They're type C. Like
In
see,
some ways.
Let's see what to do when we get there.
Yeah. In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. So
Some people are.
but it was good. We had a couple of visitors just come back for the first time. One hasn't been since Christmas. She had moved in with her sister and
Yep.
she hadn't been here in a while. She's been living with her sister for a while, but she hasn't been back to the church.
Yeah, so I give her gifts. I thought she was here the first time. Nope, she came Christmas. Good job, Pastor.
And
Wait,
they
good job. Remember that
brought
one.
her and then her brother, her husband's brother that was down here for a visit,
He's
and his
visiting.
wife.
Yep.
So
So they came.
we had them, and then we had another family that were here for Friends Day, and then they came back.
Yep.
And so,
So it was
it was
cool.
good. And
Yeah,
then
so I haven't
all
had
of our
quite a
normal
while.
people, and since we combined our English and our Spanish services together,
It was
we
very
had,
full.
we had a pretty good crowd today. And so some of the English and the Spanish people were able to meet each other. They hadn't done that yet. And then we had several kids. We had ours plus
Others. Ours plus others. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
4 or 5 others.
4, 5, 7. I don't know.
Yeah, I
We
think we
had
had
27
at
kids
least-
here today.
We had about 1,000 eggs that were out there.
1,000 eggs.
No, there were. That's what Irma, when she put them out, she
Seriously?
said. She loves a good bit of eggs.
That's a lot of candy.
So
our kids are going to be bouncing around.
And then we brought, somebody brought sandwiches de mezcla. If you don't know what mezcla is, that is a traditional, so think pimento cheese sandwiches, but
without
Puerto
the
Rican
pimento?
style.
Yeah, it's basically ham pureed with cheese whiz. They're delicious.
Very common.
On white bread.
Very common here, and a juguito.
Juguito, which was...
Juguito, a little juice.
So I made gallons of tea last night. I put it in our freezer because it's cold. And our giant cooler apparently was didn't like me and left 5 gallons of frozen tea in our freezer.
Nice. But service is good. We did a normal kids class. The kids sang in front of the church today, and then we had a normal class. I had one of the kids. He couldn't understand how the Son of God died. Like, how is that possible? He's God. And so he kind of kept asking me, like, no, he didn't die. And I was like, he had to have died. And so there was something that I talked to Mom about it a little bit afterwards. And I was like, keep talking to him about this because he doesn't quite understand. Because it turns out that Mom has been drilling in his head a little bit that he's alive. You know, we're celebrating Easter because he's alive. And so when the teacher comes in and says he died, you know, it causes a little bit of conflict with a very little child.
He was dead.
Yeah.
For a little while.
Exactly.
Then he got up.
So we were doing that, and we were trying to work on a little bit of a key to be able to share the gospel with somebody else, and they didn't quite finish it, but I guess they at home with the parents. But
Is that what the airplane was for?
no, the airplane was because we had 3 very little boys in the class, and their attention span when there's eggs and candy and sandwiches and mezcla outside and an inflatable.
Can we be done
I don't
yet?
want to color. I want to make airplanes.
Oh, okay.
So we made Easter airplanes, and they drew.
You're so smart.
They drew little things on them that, you know.
Yeah, I just saw airplanes fly
Easter
out.
symbols.
Yep.
So to entertain 4 and 5-year-old little boys.
Nice.
So,
Fist
but
bump.
the big kids were working on their gospel sharing thing.
I was working on my gospel sharing thing too.
Yeah, and like a
Preaching.
stained glass looking picture.
Yeah, it was cool.
So
So
that was
we
fun.
sang English and Spanish today, but not at the same time because that would be really confusing.
But that
We
the
haven't
Christ
done it-
couldn't have died. I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a profound statement. That's a profound question even for an adult. Like, how could God have died?
At least, yep.
So,
Didn't
no,
die.
we want to
God
make
didn't
sure
die.
with the kids, we go deep with them, you know, theologically. If they have questions, then they should understand. So,
God did
even
not die.
Jeremiah last night, we were sitting with him on the floor and talking about salvation. You know, what does it mean? Why are we doing this? And he just sat there and
Then listen,
Listen
then
up.
she asked him, he's like, I don't know.
thanks for that.
It's just funny because he heard it. But that's why you do it more than once.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of people do in church too. Like, oh.
Because in the moment they'll make a decision or they'll do this. We don't force salvation decisions on our children. We don't take advantage of the emotional moment or something like that. We want to do it on repeat. We want it to be sincere or something that they don't have to doubt.
Yep.
So,
But yeah, he'll remember it eventually. He'll just tell me like 3 or 4 days, and then he'll come
even
back
our
and tell
big
me all
kids
of
are,
it.
you know, wasn't sure still, you know, what do we celebrate today? What part of the story, you know, is Easter for?
Yep.
So,
I've been giving them Bible quizzes on Sunday.
mhm.
I ask them a random question about something, and they find the answer. I give them a prize. Like, what was the name of what was the road or the town that 2 men were walking to when Jesus appeared to them? And they're like, oh no. I was like, go look it up.
Or who was the first one to see Christ?
Who was the first one to
alive?
see Jesus resurrected? You know, things like that. Just little fun questions. Last week I asked him to name the verse that said, every knee bow, every tongue confess Jesus Christ is Lord, before we sang, and they were like,
Sword drill.
It wasn't sword drill.
I know, not quite.
No, I haven't done sword drill. That'd be fun. We should do sword drills. The grown-ups.
Yeah, the big kids are also learning
Sword
their
drills.
way around their Bible well. So,
Yeah, they're starting to. Yeah.
mhm.
So yeah, we should do some sword drills. That'd be fun.
And we had our a camera
Oh, yeah.
guy was.
The 2 camera guys today.
2
apparently.
cameras.
Well, one of them was the one I asked to do it, and somebody else showed up with a camera. I'm like,
He's taking pictures of all the things.
all right, cool. Just send me pictures when you're done. So that was kind of cool. We'll get lots of pictures. So when we get pictures, we'll post them. Whatever we get. There's a picture of me going down the slide with a donut in my hand. That's my favorite of the day, probably. I haven't seen the rest yet, so that's my favorite. so far.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't
So,
know how much we'll have the rights to because it's not ours. The one is professionally does a good job. He's humble about it, but he does a good job.
Yeah, he's like, I probably didn't get any good pictures today, but he'll send me like 20 really good pictures, and I think, yeah, they're really good. So yeah, preach bilingual today. I haven't done that since, when was the last time I did that? I haven't done it yet, have I? No, I think it's the first time I've done
Christmas or New Year's?
it. No, I don't think I did. I think I did. I don't remember. Anyway, I haven't done it in a while. But I preached bilingual service today, so I went English, Spanish, every phrase back, forward, read the verse in English, read in Spanish, read in English. And, you know, it's really hard to remember which language you're in and go back to the other one. But it went pretty well. So I figure if we could do it that way in the future, we probably could do it more often. It wasn't too bad. But preached about bringing doubts and doubting God's presence and God's power, and how easy that is to do, even though you've seen it, and then not to believe that He's still there. So that was good. It was awesome, actually. It was really good. Did a good job. It was good.
Real good.
Everybody told me it was good. No, they didn't. Actually, nobody told me it was good.
Everybody said the donuts were good.
The donuts were good. Oh, that's what it was. I thought they were talking about the preaching. No, they were talking about the donuts. They keep
Maybe
me humble.
the kids singing.
They keep me humble. The one guy used to tell me he liked my preaching. Not around anymore, so the rest of them tell me like once in a while. It's okay. I don't mind.
We have a church with some shy people too, so.
Yeah, they'll tell me like weeks from now or something if they like something. I don't need to hear it though. It's fine. I know it's good. I'm awesome, and I'm humble. I'm humble too.
Yeah.
It's me after.
Anything else?
It's me after the donuts and stuff.
And then Friday we had
Friday.
more of a Spanish service. We had.
Oh yeah, Friday we did this. Yeah, we did.
They call it Good Friday in the States. Here we call it Holy Friday. Here, it's Viernes Santo. So
yeah.
we took we did communion as a church and had a Spanish service
At 10 o'clock.
mainly. So and we did have a little bit of an hour
Little glitch-
mixed up and
little
stuff,
glitch
but
on that one,
majority
yep.
that were coming still made it in time to have communion together. So that was
That
good.
was
It's
good.
always a sweet
I
time.
don't know if your church, if your people read their bulletins, but apparently mine do. Because I printed 11 o'clock on Friday for the service, but
You
then
know
I
who
said
read
we're
the
going to meet at 10
bulletins?
o'clock.
The older ones who don't hear well
But they
or
put it in
see
their-
well,
they
but
put
they
it in
can
their Bible.
see their.
Yeah, because
they
I
can
printed
see
it
their
really
bulletin.
big. I said 11 o'clock, and we ended up having it at 10 o'clock.
And they also don't
And-
use the chat.
They do not in the chat, yeah. So they show up at right at 11 o'clock, and they walk in and they're like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, yeah, we changed it, and they didn't know, and so I felt really
we're
bad.
human.
So we had communion together, and we sang, and it was fine. And Pedro was like, well, at least I got here for the good part, not the preaching. I just realized he said that to me. And Friday, I just caught that. The good part of the communion, because he's been wanting to do that for a while. But yeah, it was a good service either way. Some people did too. I was preaching, and I got on video, and I was talking about the crucifixion, and I did a hand motion, and all of a sudden the power went out on Friday too. That was
And
kind of
then
funny.
the power flickered all weekend.
And it just
and
played
so
on. We kept going.
it was good that we had such a nice day today.
Today was
Good
nice.
day.
Yeah, it's funny because you're talking about Good Friday, and then the weekend, and of the crucifixion.
There was
It
an
was really
earthquake this
dreary,
morning.
and yeah, it was. Oh yeah, that's true. An earthquake, not
We
here
didn't
south
feel
of
it,
us.
but we understand that
Strong
it was
one, yeah.
some people, at least some of our neighbors felt it.
Early this morning, right?
Yeah, it
So
happened
we
early
had-
this morning. You know, people are sick.
So we had dark Friday and rainy Saturday, and we had earthquake on Sunday morning. How cool is that? Except for people around the earthquake, I feel sorry for them. But anyway, yeah, but we had a good time.
Yeah, the cracks
And-
in our walls say the same thing.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, that was our Easter weekend. We had a good time. Next week, we start transitioning into our new format of service, which is going to be something different. I meet with the guy this week and work on that, but we're going to do more of like a Bible study style every week.
Maybe we
Really
talk
get
to those
deeper in
and
the
be
Word.
excited about it.
Yeah, it's going to be different, but as long as people participate, it will be good. It'll be good. It'll be good.
I even talked to our visitor today about it, and it's like, good. Sometimes different is good.
Yeah,
So.
so you might like it. See? Yeah. So, and apparently news out the other one's pregnant now, by the way. People have, they found out. So.
Well, it shows.
You can't hide it forever. Some man in church is pregnant. So that was it. People did not know. We're like, oh yeah. We're like, yeah, we knew 10 weeks ago. But we
It's
don't want to tell
okay.
anybody.
Privilege, pastor privilege.
That's why I told him, pastor privilege. We got to know that ahead of time. But yeah, it was good to see people I hadn't seen in a little while this week. And
Everybody fellowshipping and talking and stuff.
yeah, I couldn't get them to leave hardly. I had to go turn off the inflatable to get the kids out of it.
Yeah.
Everybody out.
We're like sleeping, and one of the guys like picking his feet up.
He's sitting over there, just moving his feet. I'm like, time,
We're gonna leave
time
now.
to go home. I said, all right, we'll see you next week. Because he didn't know we do a SASS video. But it wasn't picking up on the cues on that one.
It's okay.
But it's all good. We don't mind people hanging out at church. Thanks for sharing.
Sorry.
Pretty green nails today. See? Yeah. See, green and green skirt matching.
Except for my thumb that I
See? Yeah, well that,
decided to puncture this morning.
yeah, that's not a good thing. Don't do that. Poor
Not
thumb.
green.
Aw,
Took my other Band-Aid off and it
you. Anyway, I think that's it for today. Busy week.
And that
Yard
was-
sale, packing, and
And
we're,
it's been weeks since there's been poop around the church.
yeah, we haven't mentioned poop
We
in
don't
a
have
video in a
anybody in
while.
diapers right now. It's kind of cool.
Hello again.
Hello again.
You changed shirts. What do you want?
I don't like Hershey's. I made this.
What is this? I don't like Hershey's, so I made it.
Chocolate.
Ooh.
This is a Maria cookie.
Maria cookie.
Not Hurricane Maria, but
I don't
this,
like
they take them and they put them in
Coffee.
coffee.
Yep. Apparently Andrew put some chocolate on it.
And they're almost like, they have the flavor of animal crackers.
It's like a giant animal cracker. Yep,
Yeah.
they taste exactly like, ask me how I know. They're like animal crackers. I love animal
like
crackers. I'm weird. I'm 4.
So, yeah, that's a Maria
They're
cookie.
Maria cookies. There's your Puerto Rican thing for the day.
They even say, I think they say Maria.
They say
Say Maria.
Maria Bolso or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep, it is Maria. Right in the middle.
Pretty sure.
I don't like the Hershey's bar.
Sorry you don't like your Hershey's bar.
It's like,
You won the giant egg. You got a Hershey bar.
And he was generous with it.
and I gave other people it.
Your pink shirt disappeared.
Too hot.
Too hot. All right, I think we're done with SASS for today. We've rambled long enough. Turn the camera away. Where'd the cookie go? I don't know. There, it's delicious. We'll see you guys next week. We'll let you know how our new service format goes. We're going back to 2 services next Sunday. And just pray that we can do that and pray that we can have a good yard sale this weekend. I think we're doing that this weekend, right? We're supposed to be doing yard sale this weekend. So pray we can do yard sale this weekend. And we'll see you guys next Sunday.